First look at a bladehq exclusive today. Let's freaking do it.
Give me some space, it's about to go down. Cover your ears, it's about to get loud.
Hello, I'm Jeff and I do knife reviews, outdoor gear reviews, and outdoor videos, so please consider subscribing before you take off. Today I'm talking about a bladehq exclusive. It's a brand new knife. In fact, it's not even available at the time of this shooting of this video, but that is the Dapper. And you've probably heard a little bit about this if you've been in the bladehq world. A lot of their folks that they do collaborate with have been talking about it, and for good reason. Real quick, I'm going to do some breakdown of the spec and do a little zoom in of the knife. So just a few quick specs on the Dapper. You can read these off the bladehq website, but I'll give them to you here just real quick. Overall length is 6 inches. Blade length is 2.3 inches, almost 2.4. Cutting edge is 2 1/4, which is great for those of you in those towns that have to get under that 3-inch blade length to be able to conceal carry. Again, it's M390 steel, a clip point design, as you can see there. Flat ground satin finish with a plain edge. Handle's a little under 4 inches, so it does have a little bit to it. Carbon fiber material for the handle. Again, this is that gray carbon fiber. Love the look of that. 2.3, a very light 2.3 ounces. Tip up carry both ways. I'll show you that in a second. It is a liner lock. It is a bladehq exclusive, and it's made in Italy. It's Italiano if you're from Italy. Thanks for watching. The designer's name is Jesper Voxnaes. He's a master EDC knife maker, so that is pretty cool. He's world renowned. I've never heard of him, but I'm sure that a lot of people have. Again, this is a partnership with Fox Knives, and it is just a really cool looking design. It's a mini version of a lot of knives that I love. Pretty neat design. So as I was saying, this is a bladehq exclusive in partnership with Fox Knives, who's actually building the knife out of Italy. A neat knife. My initial reaction coming out of the box was a little weird. It's definitely smaller than I had expected. So if you look at it in my hand, it's a small knife. It's not very big at all. If you put it actually in my hand, it covers about 3 fingers around it, which is fine. It just surprised me a little bit. The blade, as I talked about, it's a small blade at 2 1/4 inches. But it has a big belly on it. It's a very useful design. I think it's really cool looking, so there's something to that. The whole knife in general is very cool looking. I got this gray titanium handle, which I think just looks really, really cool. They do have a micarta option as well as a few other color and designs for the handle, but a really neat setup. It is a neat little knife. The clip, let me show you that real quick. The clip is a deep carry. It's that wire design, so you know it's fine. You can carry it right or left-handed. It has the grooves on this side. See if I can get close enough there for you to see it. So you can carry it either way, but it is going to be a tip-up carry, which if you like tip-down only, that's going to be an issue for you. But other than that, not a big deal. Has the flipper design from the back. Liner lock with some jimping on it, which is kind of cool. Has some jimping on the top there as well. It is a very grippy knife to where you can get up and do a lot of detail work. It has this really cool kind of blue titanium looking liner in it, which is, you know, neat. It's something different. It adds a little pop to it. A neat little knife. I spoke a little bit already in the kind of the breakdown, but it is that M390 steel. That's why the knife's so expensive. That's a really high-end steel. The knife is razor sharp, but this steel should do you really, really well. So if you love this design, that steel is top notch. It flips open. I mean, it pops quick. It is really smooth. It really grabs when you go for it. I mean, it's a neat little knife. My first reaction when I pulled it out of the box, honestly, and this is more of a personal opinion more than anything to do with the knife, but if you look at the knife, everything's real rounded. All of the, let me see if I can get it there for you, but you can see all the edges are kind of rounded off. And in my mind, I've always associated that with a cheaper knife. It doesn't necessarily mean that that's true. In fact, it isn't true at all. But for me, in my mind, the first thing I thought was, it's kind of cheap looking the way they rounded it off. But it does have the nice sharp edges on the top. You know, if you want to use a ferro rod, it's going to be there, and most people are never going to use a ferro rod, but if you do, that is there. So, you know, not a big deal. Again, just a kind of a personal preference thing. Again, I haven't really been able to carry this a ton, but just speaking from my personal experience, I do wish it was just a little bit bigger. Now, every knife has to be different. You can't make the same knife for everything, but I do wish it was just maybe a 2.5 inch blade and the handle is just a little bit bigger. This is a pretty small knife for me, but that doesn't mean that it's not a really cool design and something to add on. This could be almost a mini version if it's popular, to make a bigger version possibly down the road. So would I recommend this knife at $170 at the time of this shooting? For me, it's not worth $170, just my personal opinion, just because there's so many different options below that price point where you're going to get maybe not M390 steel, but an S30V or an S90V, 154 CM, something like that, that is just a little bit better designed knife. It's a little bit bigger, it's a little bit more all around useful. So if you needed to buy just one knife that you're going to carry all the time, this probably, for me, wouldn't be it. That said, if you like the design, if you like the collection of it, if you like a smaller knife like this, this is well worth the money. The steel alone really brings it up a level, but having those cool titanium scales to it is really awesome. I mean, it's a beautiful knife. I mean, you make the call on that, but I don't think you can get a much cooler looking of a knife. That is just really sweet looking. Holy damn. So thanks for watching till the end. Subscribe if you haven't already, and until next time.